Hello, hello, hello. Patricia here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, but more specifically in Alaska. I think we need to go a little higher on this. Sorry, I thought I had this set up and ready to go. Well, it's not going to go too much higher, is it? At least not right now. Okay, well, that's good enough. All right, so we are going to do another sort of layout. And this is going to be our layout, and I'm going to actually put it together with you. And if you remember, we've had some others, and I usually just do them on a single piece of cardstock. I don't even make them into a whole card. I just do the layout, and I'm just using whatever I happen to have. Whoops, picked up a die. Whatever I happen to have on hand, as far as, I mean, literally I'm picking up what I have on my desktop. And so that's one of the things that I suggest that you do. And what we're going to do with this one, let me move some of these things out of our way, is we are going to go ahead and put this actually together. And I'm going to talk about, I have a little bit of a bend in this, which is why I'm using this one, because it won't matter. All right, so I've got my regular. Now it would be 8.5 by 5.5, okay, but we're just doing 1/4 of a sheet of cardstock. And these are our dimensions, and these are our pieces. Okay, so I have the card base, which would be 8.5 by 4.25. I have 2 layers, which are 4 3/4 by 3.5 and 4.5 by 3.25. Okay, and the reason I have this here, and I've got both of them, I think you can see both, there we go, is because some people prefer to write 5.5 like this and some like this. I don't care. It's your thing. Write it however you want to. But each of these dimensions takes off 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch down, 1/4 of an inch down. And then you've got exact, so that when you layer them, they will have exactly the same amount of space if you put them on there correctly, all the way around. Okay, it's a little hard to see when they're color on color or the same color, but I like doing that. And it doesn't even matter what color this is, because it's just for my template or my master copy, if you will. Okay, then, whoops, where's my, okay, here it is. Then I've got a focal point, which in this case is a circle. It could be any other shape about that size. Now, this is one that I did with this template. You could even layer the shapes, whatever you want. Now, this is a very, very simple card. This is one of the ones the kids helped me with, but that's okay. It's still the same idea. All right, it's the same basic layout. And then I have my sentiment strip. Now that will, the size of that sentiment strip will entirely depend on the sentiment that you're going to put. Sometimes you might want a 1/2 inch strip. Sometimes you might want 3/4 of an inch. This one, I just happened to do 3/4 because that's what I had. All right, so I am going to put my dimensions on the back. Then I'm going to take my layers. Now, another thing you can do with this is if you've got 2 that are exactly the same, you could emboss this one. Okay, use an embossing folder, emboss the top one. You could even emboss the bottom one, except that it's really, all you're seeing is 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So we're going to go ahead. It just makes, to use the same color on the same color, it just makes it look a little more elegant. maybe, depends on what you do with it. White on white is amazing. Black on black, not so much usually, but it could, depending on what you do with it. Okay, there we go. Then we're going to put this on here. Now, each card that you make using this layout may determine whether you want, and I am going to go ahead and put this exactly in the middle, or, oops, a little bit off, as much as you can by eye. I would not measure it. Then I'm going to put my sentiment strip there, and I'm going to put my, so usually what I do is put this on here, and I might want it to go, I want it to go across so that it goes from white to white all the way across the whole thing. And that's just this particular one. It might be entirely different depending on the layout that you're going to use. Okay, so I do have to apologize that I haven't made any videos lately, and it's because as soon as I got home from school, back from the village, I got home, and let me pull out that here, and you can see, let me move these, and you can see the dimensions for these. And then I'm going to show you the cards that the kids helped me make and the one that I made. Okay, but as soon as I got back from the village, we started working on the office, and that's the room that I'm in right now. And as soon as I got that done, then, we stripped it down to the studs, and I think I've already told you that probably 2 or 3 or a dozen times. And then, as soon as I got done with that, guests started arriving. My Uncle Johnny came to visit, and then, let's see, a friend of mine is here, and as soon as she leaves, literally she leaves on Thursday and Friday, I go out to camp. I'm not married, and so they're having a, it's not a wedding, it's a marriage seminar is what I'm trying to say. And they need a cook. And so since I obviously don't need to go, I told my brother-in-law, it was kind of funny. I said, "Oh, didn't I tell you I was getting married?" And he's like, "What?" So anyway, we're going to put this one on here. We are going to trim this one down. We're going to go ahead and put this sentiment strip all the way across both, and we're going to cut it on each side. Okay, but I've got the same basic layout that, I'm going to glue this on here, that we have on our template. Okay, so let's glue this on. This is from the Storybook series. This is one of my absolute favorite suites. A suite is the stamps and dies and the designer series paper. The designer series paper is what I'm laying down right here. And so we'll glue that on. We're going to go ahead and put this. Now, I thought about seriously lifting this one up, but since I have this basic beige background, I think that will be okay. And I will then, so I'm just putting glue on here. Anyway, so we've had, you can see what I'm doing. We have had so many guests, which is awesome, coming in the last few weeks and working on my house and all those wonderful things. It's been, okay, can you see, I don't know if you can see it, but this little tiny bit of raised edge. And when that happens, I like to take my bone folder, which I can't seem to find. Oh, well, I'm just going to do it with my thumbnail. You can do that a little bit, but if you keep doing a whole lot of it, oh, here it is. It's right in front of me. Hello. There we go. Just give that a good just scrape your bone folder on there. Okay, I am going to put this on here, and what I want is to make sure I've got this. So I want to go a little further this way, and that means this side maybe ends right there, and then all I have to do is cut that side. Okay, so, but I am going to lift this up, I think. And so I'm going to take my circle. Now in this case, I believe my circle is, it is not this one. No, that one fits right in there. It is the 2 1/4 inch size. And so I am going to put that on there. And then on that, I cut out the 2 pieces of the watering can and then just layered them. I actually just used a scrap piece of paper I had. No, it wasn't this one. Whatever it was, I don't know. But I just had a scrap piece of paper and layered them on there. Isn't that the cutest thing? And I actually colored this with, I believe this was Smokey Slate. And I colored it with Smokey Slate marker or blends markers, and it just gave it enough color to make it distinguishable from the background. And I'm just gonna, no, I think I might, yeah, I want to put that up on Dimensionals as well. So I had the, here they are. I had the Dimensionals out. So I'm going to put one here and one there. And I think I'll cut one in half to put it up there. So I just want to find a little piece of one like that on the edge that gives me enough of a piece that hopefully it won't be seen from the front. Oh, I think that might have worked. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, and then a little bit here on the handle, and on that I think I'm just going to cut myself a little strip, and then I may just bend it around that corner. Okay, so, well, it helps if you take the back side of it off. There we go. And bend. And then it just sort of naturally peels that other side off. Do this. You know what I might do? A smidgen bit more up here at the top. Well, if I could get these off of here without collecting them, let's put just a little bit more right there. And I think I'll do the same thing. Cut myself a little bit more. And there we go. Peel the back off. The back is the stiffer piece, which is why I keep that top piece on there till it just sort of naturally pulls itself off when I want to bend a piece like that. Whoa. It wants to stick to me. And I am going to put this on here like this, but what I'm going to do is when I put it here, I'm going to sort of put it like it's pouring some big smiles on there. And I think, okay. Oh, was I going to put I was going to put the big smiles on this side. Do I want, no, I wasn't, because I wanted it to pour like this. Okay, so I will get it all on here. All right, so it'll fit on that side, and on this side, it will be pouring. Now, I do want, I said fit on this side. Oh my goodness, listen to myself. Like that. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to cut, you know what, I'm going to put it on here. And I'm going to glue it on. Why do I keep doing this? Oh, no, this was the straighter side. Okay. All right. So we're going to put it like this, and right on that edge. And this is already glued down, so we're good. There we go. Then we're going to glue this down. Okay. And it's going to pour some big smiles in there. There we go. I like it. I like to turn it over to the back to cut that piece off, because then I can just follow the edge of my card. There we go, and it goes all the way across. Now, see, on this one, my template, they go just a little bit over. But sometimes you sort of change things as you go along. And so that's what I've done on this one, and when the kiddos helped me on this one. Okay, so we did the same thing. This one, actually, we cut it off right there because they, when they were helping me, they decided that they wanted the, it just to barely go over, and we didn't have room over here. And so then we did put some little embellishments on here. And this one, you know, I don't even know that it needs really any embellishments. I absolutely adore this Storybook Life. Now let me show you the, let's see, Somebody Loves You is where I got this one. And so Storybook Friends, and Storybook Garden Patch is where I got this one. Now I didn't stamp it. I used the two dies that layer on each other. And I should put those back in here before I go losing something. So there's some fantastic dies in this set. I just absolutely love it. So we'll put that there. I was going to think about using the fork, but I didn't. And that's okay. Okay. All right. So this one, let's see. We used Big Smiles from the Storybook Life. Now this one is sort of intended for scrapbooking, but there's no reason that you can't use some of these on a card. They are just fine. So there we go. I love the kids, but it is a little, yeah. So we're going to show you those. I did have this punched out because, you know, you can use, shoot, you could even layer these two. I don't remember what this one was called. Oh, let's see. Was it? Oh, it is. It's Handmade Tag, and it may not even be current. I don't know. I haven't looked it up, but there you go. There is our template. I believe this is template number 4. And I will start as everybody goes back to school and is no longer actively traveling and all of those kinds of things, to try and get back into the habit of more regularly making my videos. I would so love it if you would give me a thumbs up, like the video down below, in other words. And subscribe if you have not already done so. Share the video if you would like. Make your own template and put the measurements on the back. And then when you want to make a card, and I noticed that all of these had the circles on them, which I think is kind of funny, but when you want to make a card, you just pull out a template and add something to it. Add a stamp and die, or designer series paper to it, and voila, you have a card. Is that fun or what? All right, sorry my voice is kind of going. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, and make your own template. Have a good one, and I will see you next time.